The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
A federal judge slamming the Texas Rangers in court, saying they don't know the criminal definition of sex trafficking or sexual abuse.
Those heated comments coming from Judge Janice Jack, and they came during testimony into allegations that girls being sheltered here at a place called The Refuge in Bastrop were photographed nude by an employee who then posted the images on social media and sold them. The state licensed facility was supposed to care for girls ages 11 to 17 who'd been rescued from sex trafficking. It was shut down earlier this month after those allegations first came to light.
The director of the Rangers days later wrote a letter to Governor Greg Abbott claiming the allegations were unfounded. But court filings back up the accusations, and today Judge Jack ordered the case to be referred to federal prosecutors for possible child pornography and obstruction of justice charges. We'll continue to follow that. San Antonio police say they have the two people responsible for the murder of a 27-year-old San Antonio college student back on January 3rd. Police have arrested Kevin Luna and Derek Sentmore for the murder of Patrick Zavala during what they say was a robbery. Luna and Sentmore were 17 at the time of the shooting. Zavala's family saying they are taking a measure of comfort in the teen's arrests.
I know they're not going to pay what we're going through, but at least we're relieved that he's going to get justice for his murder, and I want them to get punished for that.
The evidence laid out in the arrest affidavit includes surveillance video, fingerprints, and social media messages. While police say they don't know exactly who the triggerman was, both teens face a capital murder charge because of the state's law of parties.
A family in far west Bexar County on two different sides of the law, separated by violence. One man accused of stabbing two of his relatives and also cutting himself. Bexar County deputies say it happened in a neighborhood near Highway 90 and Crewald Road. As Katrina Weber reports, investigators trying to sort it all out and find out what led up to it.
Crime scene tape marks off the scene where the Bexar County Sheriff's Office says one family's problems became a public case. Deputies were called here to the 9900 block of Misty Plain for a stabbing in progress just before 10 last night. When they arrived, they say they found two stabbing victims, both critically wounded, as well as the suspect who also had been cut. They told us the man stabbed his younger brother at first, then stabbed his father and cut himself as they struggled over the knife. A preliminary report from the sheriff's office and a supervisor at the scene both said the suspect is 18 years old. However, we did some digging and found records online showing a 22-year-old man who lives at that home was arrested around that same time last night on 2 counts of aggravated family assault. With all of the flashing lights and the blocked off street, this is the kind of commotion that would have attracted a lot of attention in this neighborhood. But no one who we met up with today wanted to talk about it at all. Sheriff's investigators spent some time talking to people last night in that home and in others nearby, and it appears they're still trying to sort out what happened. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Progress is being made at the Bexar County Courthouse after 2 years of cases piling up because courtrooms were empty thanks to COVID. Prosecutors are starting to chip away at that backlog. In-person jury trials resumed March 14th, and in the past 3 weeks, nearly 400 cases have been cleared in criminal courts. More of those cases have ended in plea deals than we've seen since the pandemic began. The district attorney's office says that oftentimes defendants won't agree to a deal until there is a jury waiting out in the hallway. Some cases have been pending for years now. If COVID numbers stay low, the hope is that the number of cases cleared will climb.
On the criminal side, it's really impossible for judges to force cases along unless there's a jury in the hallway. The Sixth Amendment of the Constitution gives everybody a right to have a jury trial. And so a lot of defendants and frankly a lot of prosecutors say, without a jury in the hallway, we're not going to be forced to go to trial.
Juries are in the hallway, but still a lot of work left to do. In late January, there were roughly 30,000 pending criminal cases in Bexar County. The DA's office saying today that it could take at least 3 years to catch up.
A 14-year-old girl recovering after what appears to be an accidental shooting overnight in a hotel room. Police were called to the Clarion Point Hotel in the 4800 block of Manitou Street. That's near 410 and Callahan Road on the northwest side. Officers say 4 people in their teens and 20s were staying in a 4th floor room when a gun went off, grazing the 14-year-old's neck. No word on any charges. At last check, detectives were still trying to figure out whose gun it was. The girl was taken to University Hospital in unknown condition. The other 3 in the room taken in for questioning.
The former president of Mexico, Vicente Fox, made a visit today to the University of the Incarnate Word. He was there as the keynote speaker of the Leader of the Americas series. Fox addressed the current situation when it comes to migrants at the southern border, as well as young undocumented immigrants or dreamers that are still in limbo here in the U.S. Alicia Barrera had a chance to speak to the former president about his commitment to help those who don't often have educational opportunities.
In a packed auditorium, staff and students at the University of the Incarnate Word welcomed Mexico's 62nd president, Vicente Fox Quesada.
Muchas gracias, jóvenes.
His focus was immigration, a situation he says hasn't improved since he left office back in 2006 because of a lack of opportunities.
In Mexico, 70% of young population don't have a chance, don't have an opportunity to be on a university.
And the consequences, Fox says, are seen day in and day out along the Texas-Mexico border. Many families seeking refugee status for safety and a chance at the American dream.
So what we need is to narrow that gap between income in Mexico and United States. It's an economic issue. It's a humane issue, of course. And we're doing that. We're working hard through NAFTA and other means.
Fox says the change must also be in legislation and finding a pathway for those already here.
Give them a chance to go to university. And that million dreamers will become an additional strength on the economy of this nation.
However, Mexico also plays an important role in stopping the flow of illegal activity at the border. And when asked if the current Mexican president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, has done enough, here's what he had to say.
None at all. None at all. And we have to get rid of him by democratic means. There is no other alternative.
Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Another key part of Vicente Fox's visit was the signing of a partnership between UIW and Centro Fox. That's an organization founded by Fox and the former First Lady of Mexico. The goal is to advance educational programs and opportunities in the Mexican state of Guanajuato. That's the same state where Centro Fox and UIW have a campus.
Check out traffic right now at 6:06 on a Wednesday. And look at that, a big backup at 410 and Jackson Keller. This looks like it's the westbound lanes of 410 as it heads towards I-10. I don't know if it's a backup on I-10 that's causing this or exactly what's going on, but it is a massive backup at Loop 410 and Jackson Keller in the westbound lanes as well as the access roads on the westbound lanes. And new at 6, it's a story a lot of people are reacting to today, and you may have seen earlier on our KSAT app. Big name country singer Eric Church pulling the plug on his San Antonio concert. But as RJ Marquez tells us, it's the reason for the cancellation that has so many fans calling foul on Church.
Eric Church is metaphorically dunking on his San Antonio fans. Fans received an email on Tuesday saying the country singer's anticipated concert this Saturday would be canceled so he could go to the Final Four this weekend in New Orleans.
Like, how dare him? You know, many people, such as me, have purchased tickets almost a year ago.
That's what went through Marcy Talamantes' mind when she saw the email. And as for the reason, Talamantes said it's unacceptable.
Absurd, because he knew if he's that type of basketball fan, and he knew it's Final Four, he should have not scheduled a concert during that time.
While there have been some people crediting Church for being upfront and honest, many more on social media have echoed Marcy's thoughts. One Twitter user posted that he and his wife had traveled from Canada to Texas for the concert, another saying she had to cancel hotel, dinner, and rental reservations.
I really liked him as an artist, but for you to do this to your fans, the people that made you, is a slap in the face.
Thousands of fans were expected to pack the AT&T Center for Saturday night's concert, and now they're having to figure out new plans and also what to do about getting their money back.
I've not been refunded, so when I looked into it, it says you will be refunded, but it can take up to 30 days.
AT&T Center officials told us ticket holders should be getting a refund, but there are no current plans to make up the concert. Marcy says it wouldn't matter to her one way or the other.
I would never spend another dime to see him.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
The work to get the Dust Goat Fire in Medina County 100% contained is going okay. That's according to fire officials this afternoon. Emergency Services District 1 Chief Clint Cook tells us they are still working on a lot of hot spots that are showing up with the dry air and the wind shifting. They're not planning to call it 100% for at least a day or two. The Dust Goat Fire started Friday night, sparked by a vehicle fire. In the last 5 days, it's destroyed 3 homes, a few barns, and around 1,100 acres, plus prompted multiple evacuations. People who were forced out have been allowed to return home. Now, fortunately, no deaths or serious injuries have been reported. Rain would help in that situation.
Yeah, it would help a lot. Let's check out live cam right now. 82 degrees, and it was a windy one today, Adam.
Yeah, the wind, the big headline today, and our maximum wind gust at the airport in San Antonio, 43 miles per hour. As for rain from that narrow line that moved through, only 0.07 of an inch. That's it. So the most recent wind gusts are still around 30 miles per hour, from 24 in Bulverde to 30 in New Braunfels, gusting to 29 in Castroville, 32 mile per hour gust recently in Hondo. But give it just a few hours and temperatures, the wind speeds will fall off quickly. Temperatures will fall off pretty efficiently too, but wind speeds really quickly declining here. By 10 o'clock, maybe some gusts around 13 miles per hour, so a sustained wind even less than that. By midnight, we're looking at gusts at 8 miles per hour, so pretty much close to a calm wind. Temperatures falling off efficiently. We'll be in the mid-70s at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, mid-60s, and tomorrow morning, you'll notice a little bit of a chill in the air relative to this time of year. I'll tell you how cool and where and when our next rain chance comes into the picture coming up.
Welcome back. I'm Stefania Jimenez, and here's what we're working on for you tonight on the Night Beat. 2 teens accused in a murder case. It's part of a trend that a San Antonio judge is seeing in juvenile court in San Antonio. And tonight, we're going to break down the numbers and also look at how this compares to the violence before the pandemic. Also, fighting the flames from the air. It's exactly what firefighters had to do to fight that wildfire in Medina County. And tonight, we're going to hear from a pilot who is helping in that process. We'll see you for these stories and a lot more tonight on the Night Beat.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm really looking forward to hearing that story, because that's one of the things you think about. You fight it on the ground. We've seen that, but through the air, what is it like?
Yeah, that's got to be definitely a different perspective. And I know that we're all talking about the need for rain. Obviously, these fire conditions really highlighting that. But we also know that Fiesta's starting tomorrow, so people have conflicting feelings about some rain, I imagine.
Yes, they do. And, weather's going to be agreeable for Fiesta kicking off tomorrow evening. It's actually going to be comfortable for a change to kickstart Fiesta. I know, crazy. We're not going to be all sticky and sweaty and then have tie-dye shirts after from all the, all the confetti and cascarones and the dyes that then change the color of your shirt. I do want to get right to our satellite imagery, because I actually keep this up throughout the day, because we'll periodically notice new fires. And this afternoon, we noticed one down near Fowlerton, and the LaSalle County Sheriff was announced an evacuation of the city of Fowlerton. So you see that smoke plume in the bottom part of the screen, and that's what developed just a few hours ago this afternoon. And that smoke plume getting carried to the southeast, now about to overspread Corpus Christi, parts of Port Aransas and Rockport area. That's where that smoke is headed. But we'll give you more information as we get it regarding that fire. But that's what we have ongoing across the rest of our area. Nothing locally, you just have to get down near Kingsville and you see another, very bottom of your screen, another smoke plume out there today. One issue, one of several issues, of course, the drought. Drought conditions across our area, extreme to even exceptional. Exceptional, especially just west of that fire into neighboring Dimmitt County. And of course, we need some rainfall. Earlier today, we had 0.07 of an inch. That's all we could squeeze out of that cold front and that narrow line of rain that moved through before sunrise. And if it didn't wake you up and you wake up after sunrise, you probably didn't even notice that we had some quick showers. The relative humidity is another issue. So this is basically how much moisture is in the air relative to how much the air can hold at our given temperature. So the air is holding 17% of the moisture that it can at our given temperature. And we all have these low relative humidities and dew points right now down in the 30s. The dew point's that true measure of the moisture and especially dictates our comfort level. You can have 100% relative humidity, but it's cold outside and it doesn't feel sticky. So we look at this in terms of the comfort level and also an indicator too going forward of when we'll get a little more moisture in the air. That's really not going to happen until we get into Saturday. Saturday, dew points back right around 60 degrees. So that indicates a little hint of mugginess back in the air. And we'll be there through the upcoming weekend and then even slightly higher humidity levels into early next week. As for the rain, here's that cold front that moved through our neck of the woods early this morning. Now it's stretching from basically New Orleans up through Mississippi, moving into western Tennessee, Kentucky, and southern Illinois. This is where the danger zone is. Multiple severe thunderstorms, the likelihood of tornadoes. Again, that's just across the Mississippi right now and out of our area. This activity that you see here, the precipitation in New Mexico and Texas, that's not going to be in parts of the panhandle, I should say. That's not going to be making it here. It's going to stay out of our area. And really our next chance of showers comes in the form of a few pop-up storms on Monday. We're giving it about a 30% chance. That's about it right now. So Monday we do have the chance of just a few rogue pop-up isolated showers and thunderstorms. Let's talk temperatures. Kennedy 86, Laredo at 90. Cotulla, not far away at 89, but you get into the hill country, beautiful. Kerrville 74, 75 in Bandera, 76 Canyon Lake, Converse meanwhile at 84. By tomorrow morning, actually a bit of a chill in the air. This very dry air, it cools off very quickly. So it gives us those desert-like conditions where you have the cool mornings, but then the warm afternoons and a big difference in the temperature from sunrise through the afternoon. So tomorrow morning, long sleeves, not a bad idea for some folks. We'll be in the mid to upper 40s. But then by the afternoon, we quickly warm up and we're into the 80s. Bandera 85, New Braunfels 83, and Southside, Stinson area about 86 for the high temperature. Wall-to-wall sunshine tomorrow. You're also not going to notice the wind. That's the key. A calm wind tonight and just variable. It's going to switch around directions a few times tomorrow at mostly 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe a few gusts up to 15. So at least you're not going to notice much of a breeze tomorrow. 8 o'clock, Fiesta underway. Look at that, 76, low humidity, not much of a breeze. And then going forward, high temperatures remain in the 80-degree range with just that isolated chance or the slight chance of a few storms come next Monday.
You know, I always enjoy seeing KSAT viewers out there at Fiesta, but if you can't join us, you can always watch tomorrow night from 8 to 10.
That's right.
We've got you covered.
Oh, can you believe it's kicking off tomorrow?
I know, exactly. Meanwhile, the Spurs are very much in the play-in hunt.
Yes.
Is that what you would say? Not the playoffs.
Yes.
The play-in hunt.
The play-in hunt.
Okay.
And there's a big debate out there among some Spurs fans. Should they be in the play-in hunt, or should they be in the hunt for a better draft pick, as in tanking the rest of the season? The Spurs addressed that this morning, and it was championship ring day at Brandeis High School. Coming up.
I think it's good that we have women, stepping into these roles, these broadcasts, because, they can do just as good of a job as any man can, I think. So I'm happy for them, and I'm sure, the broadcast is going to be fun, and hopefully we can get a win for it.
Spurs home game tonight will feature the Spurs' first ever all-female broadcast on Bally, and Josh Richardson digs it on game day. With 7 games left in the regular season, the Spurs are now 10th in the Western Conference, and that's good enough for the final play-in tournament spot. They moved up last night after the Mavs beat the Lakers, which dropped LA down to 11th place. But some fans think the object right now is to get the best draft pick possible, so they want the Spurs to tank.
Come on, man. It's a no-brainer. Nobody wants to lose on purpose. Yeah. So, tanking, all that, it's a fan thing. Maybe some front offices want to do that, but for the first day I stepped in here, I knew that wasn't the case. So we want to win.
We're trying to win. We're trying to win games. Every time we go out there, we believe we're going to win, and we're trying everything we can do to win. That's what I don't know if the Spurs have ever been known for tanking or anything like that, and I haven't gotten that vibe from day one here, so we're trying to win.
Spurs and Grizzlies will hoop tonight, 7:30 at the AT&T Center. Lonnie is available with low back tightness. Texas A&M advanced to the NIT championship game last night with a 72-56 rout of Washington State. During postgame, head coach Buzz Williams was asked about a play he calls P. Diddy.
I spend a lot of time studying football, and I don't know anything about football, but those football plays have a lot of words, and all of those words are triggers. And so I don't ever want to do that as a basketball coach, because the coach can hear me, the players can hear me, and so we've kind of adapted a language of there's code words within the play call. And so I'm too old probably to call a play P. Diddy, but our players think it's cute and they remember it. So, but there's a code within P. Diddy and they know what it means.
P. Diddy and the Aggies will play Xavier in the championship game tomorrow night at 6 at Madison Square Garden. In high school volleyball, the Brandeis Broncos picked up their championship rings this morning during a ceremony at the school. Back in late November, the Broncos beat Keller 3-2 to win the Class 6A state championship. Coach Williams started off the ceremony by playing a recap of the state finale that was shot and edited by our Andrew Seeley. Watching the championship match and picking up their beautiful championship rings made for a great morning.
It was just really good to just see all the memories, just because it was such a special moment. I mean, like just being out there with all my teammates, all the people that are the closest to me, it's like one of the best memories I've had in my whole entire life. It's something that is like true to my heart.
I think it was just one, it was an emotional moment, having them all together, seeing everything again, like on the video. But I think just so proud of them, our community, just everyone that's been involved and been so positive for us.
It just brings back so many memories of like the state tournament and stuff, and it's just very like emotional for all of us, and it just brings so much joy, and I'm just so glad we were able to get our rings.
Yeah, those rings are pretty sharp, let me tell you.
I like that KSAT got to play a part in their celebration, too. That was very nice.
Yeah, that was a nice piece that Andrew put together for them, for sure.
Nice ring, too.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry.
Our KSAT Q&A is up next. In today's KSAT Q&A, we are joined by San Antonio Mayor Rod Nierenberg, and he's made time for us in his schedule because you're in the back of a car, you're in transit here, you've just gotten back to the Alamo City from the SA to DC trip. This is a trip that typically happens every year. COVID obviously changed that a little bit, but talk to us about being able to go on this trip this year and really what the priority was this go round when visiting with lawmakers.
Well, this year is particularly important, and SA to DC is an annual delegation that San Antonio leaders have been taking for almost 4 decades now. Really originated and came to fruition mostly during the BRAC periods, where we were realigning bases in conjunction with DOD and Kelly Air Force Base in the aftermath of that. But this is something that's been going on for many years. We take roughly, or there's a group of roughly 100 or so business and civic leaders that go up to DC and talk about priorities for the city. These last couple of years have been disrupted by COVID, but this year has been particularly important because we're working with our federal partners to leverage resources to get our economy back on track. And so a lot of the priorities that we discussed relate to transportation improvements. We talked to the Commerce Department yesterday about some developments that are happening with regard to semiconductor manufacturing, as well as our Ready to Work initiative. It's really important that, particularly at this time when we're coming out of a significant crisis in the economy, that we're working to leverage resources at the federal level against our priorities here locally. And other cities have begun to do this in modeling San Antonio's efforts. They've been very successful in the past in terms of return on investment for our local community, and so we're going to continue that effort.
Well, you're getting back just in the nick of time before Fiesta officially starts tomorrow. And by the way, as I'm watching, I'm going to dub you the mobile mayor as we go along here. But talk about what your feelings are as we head towards Fiesta, which officially kicks off tomorrow night.
Well, we've had a few events outdoors recently, and if anyone went down to Mission Park to go to the Paella Festival, they saw, I think, a city that's ready to party and have fun again. And certainly San Antonio is a fiesta city. We party with a purpose. It benefits those nonprofits. But I am feeling a sense of jubilation that has been buried now for the last couple of years, ready to erupt in our city. People are ready to go out and see friends they haven't seen in person for a long time, benefit those nonprofits, celebrate some San Antonio traditions, go back to the parades, and all that is going to happen again starting really tomorrow night for the next couple of weeks in San Antonio fashion. So I'm excited, just with everybody else, to get out there and have some fun.
What does it mean for you personally as, the mayor of the city to get to this point after what we've all been through over the last 2 years, having Fiesta come back in full swing when COVID numbers are at bay?
Well, let's credit those responsible for getting us to the point where we can celebrate again. And everyone has had a role to play. Every neighbor in our community that's been taking this seriously, protecting their families and friends, the parents and those who have had to watch over loved ones, our first responders, our nurses, our healthcare workers, our grocery store workers, teachers, doctors, everybody has had a role to play in getting us to this point. But as mayor of the city, I will tell you, it has been a challenge to see the difficult toll that many people have taken during these last 2 years. But to now be at the point where we can come together again and celebrate the hard work over the last couple of years and again renew these important traditions, it is a sense of renewal for me, and some of the things that we are proudest of in San Antonio we get to see again, and it's almost beyond words. But I'm going to be glad to be out there with tens of thousands of my neighbors here over the next couple of weeks.
I agree with you. I think tomorrow, there will be a lot of people out there. I think there'll be people at all the different Fiesta events, because I think there just is this, we're going to cherish what we have. And certainly Fiesta is one of those things that San Antonio enjoys. Do you agree with that?
Yes. And, there's an old saying, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. And for 2 years, we've been without a real fiesta the way we've remembered it. Oyster Bake has been postponed for 2 years. We've seen the postponement of our favorite parades. We've seen so many nonprofits that have been, really struggling through, but making it. And now we get to celebrate all of that again and come back to doing what we do as a city, which is celebration and rallying around each other and renewing tradition. We're a city of traditions, a city of families. We're going to get to see all of that again here. And it makes me very proud to be here during this time. We've been through a lot together, and now we get to reflect and celebrate.
Yeah, there's a lot of pent-up fiesta-ing that is going to happen over the next couple of weeks.
Speaking of the traditions, I know it's tradition that you get your tie cut off tomorrow. Have you picked out the tie that you're going to wear and the official smashing of the cascarone and all that?
I haven't picked the tie yet, but I guess it's going to be one of those. Whichever one I'm wearing tomorrow is going to be the one I put in the case and never wear it again, because it's going to get cut in half.
Yeah, I hope you remember in the morning. Okay, don't wear any good ties. Wear a tie. Wear a tie. I don't mind getting cut. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it'll be good, because that one will be remembered as the tie that waited 2 years to be cut. So
that's an
it might have to
excellent
be
point.
A sacrifice.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, Mayor, thank you so much for being with us, and safe travels wherever you're headed. We'll see you out there over the next couple of weeks.
Sounds great. Viva Fiesta and Viva San Antonio.
Absolutely. Mayor Ron Nirenberg, thank you for your time. We'll be right back.
After a record-breaking 355 days spent in space, a NASA astronaut is back on Earth. Mark Vandehei and 2 Russian cosmonauts landed in Kazakhstan today after leaving the International Space Station. From there, he headed to Houston. The cosmonauts went to their training center in Star City, Russia.
Vandehei has now broken the record for the longest single space flight by an American astronaut. The extended mission will allow researchers to study the effects of long-duration space flight on the human body. And NASA says the insights from extended missions can better prepare the space agency to send astronauts to the moon and to Mars.
I feel like that's something that Adam Caskey would be interested in.
Always.
Force, right?
Always, always, always. I think it's all fascinating. Even just the space station flyovers that we can see here, that are usually close to sunrise and sunset. That's when we typically see them. Clear sky out there right now. It's been a very gusty day. We're going to talk about the winds and the sustained winds when they fall off and what it's going to be like even tomorrow in terms of the wind as we kick off Fiesta. An unseasonably cool start to the day. I'll help you prepare, and we'll talk about our next chance of rain when that's back in the picture in just a bit.
Yesterday in The Buzz, we told you about how that Oscar slap has been a boom in ticket sales for Chris Rock shows, making his comedy tour the hottest ticket in town right now. Ever since Will Smith walked on stage and slapped Rock in the face Sunday night, ticket sales for his Ego Death World Tour have skyrocketed. So have the prices for those. Rock is in Boston, where he has 6 shows scheduled.
Yeah, every single one of them sold out on Ticketmaster. Ticket resale websites trying to keep up with the increased demand. The big question now, will the slap heard around the world make it into Rock's actual comedy set?
And if you were among those wondering why Will Smith was not escorted out after doing that at the Oscars, turns out that he was asked to leave.
Yeah, that word coming in late this afternoon. The Washington Post reporting that Smith was asked to leave the theater and he refused. A little while later, he won his Oscar for Best Actor.
Okay, not sure quite who this is for, but somebody out there. For those who want makeup that smells like coffee and donuts that you're having for breakfast, that exists. In an unusual pairing, Elf Cosmetics is launching a makeup collection inspired by Dunkin' Donuts. The packaging for the makeup looks like a box of donuts.
Yeah, there's Dunkin' Dozen Scented Eyeshadow Palette, 2 Glazed for Days lip glosses, a coffee-scented lip scrub, makeup brushes shaped like straws. There's even a makeup sponge that looks like a strawberry frosted donut with confetti sprinkles and an Elf Dunkin' branded coffee cup. The prices range from $6 to $16, so they're not going to set you back that much. The limited edition collection available only to Elf loyalty program members starting tomorrow and nationwide through Ulta on April 3rd.
You know, I had a Dr. Pepper chapstick as a kid.
Really?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, but that I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Okay, well, I wish I still had it. The pandemic has been ruining vacations for 2 years. We all know that, which is part of the reason that we have some who like National Virtual Vacation Day.
Huh?
Virtual Vacation Day, that is today.
Okay.
You know, the people who are on Zoom with like the, beach backgrounds, I guess. This is for you. Okay, there are lots of ways to make this work. Give yourself a break without leaving the house. Do a Google search for somewhere that you've always wanted to go.
I could be on virtual vacation right now. Think about that. This may seem like something that was cooked up during the pandemic. It actually started in 2016 by a Terrence Zepke, a travel writer and host of the podcast Terrence Talks Travel. The idea is you aren't buying a ticket, so the sky's the limit. Sift through pictures and videos, immerse yourself in the scenery, check out local attractions, all of which you can do without leaving the house.
So just Googling or daydreaming is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
That does not sound like a vacation.
I think I'll just watch Rick Steves. That's good enough for me.
Or get in the car and go somewhere.
Yeah. Don't tell me you don't know Rick Steves. Come on.
I'm with you.
Travels all
I know.
around, PBS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Travel guy.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
I'm with you.
Always good stuff from him. And it makes you feel like you're there, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's chat about our forecast here. Dry, windy. That has been the problem when it comes to wildfires lately. Today, down near Fowlerton this afternoon, we had a wildfire kick up. The latest we know is it's still burning, and the LaSalle County Sheriff actually ordered an evacuation. That's the latest we know. The wind will be pumping the brakes. That's the key, because you look at it right now, west-northwest at 23 miles per hour, but it's quickly going to fall off, and temperatures will fall off pretty quickly as well. By midnight, right near 60 degrees, and a bit of a chill in the air come tomorrow morning. All right, let's take a look at those winds. And right now, these are the steady wind speeds, okay? The sustained winds around 20 miles per hour. So we're feeling it, not gusts, sustained wind. You look at the forecast, and that steady wind by 10 o'clock is down to 7 miles per hour. Midnight, 4 miles per hour. When it's that low, it's pretty much a calm wind. So the wind, thankfully, will be slamming the brakes this evening and tomorrow. you're not going to notice it very much. But obviously we could use some rain. We had a thin line move through earlier this morning. Now the activity is crossing over the Mississippi River. Severe weather. This is the danger zone from Louisiana, Mississippi, moving into parts of Alabama and northward, even up into western Kentucky. That's the same cold front that moved through here earlier this morning, and the same large-scale system. This is a big, broad, spring-like system with snow on the backside of it, indicated by the blue colors here, even western Nebraska, and this big sharp dip in the upper-level flow. We often talk about those sharp troughs, especially ones like this. They can really get things going, and under the right conditions, that's what they're doing in the Deep South and moving into the southeastern U.S. and parts of the Ohio Valley this evening. On the backside of it, some precipitation in higher elevations of New Mexico, but that's not going to be making it here, unfortunately. We're just going to have sunny conditions all the way through the weekend. By Monday, we're looking at a 30% chance. So some isolated pop-up afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible on Monday. Of course, we'll be fine-tuning that forecast. Check back in for the updates, as Monday is the River Parade. So we'll be watching that extra closely and helping to time it out for you. As for temperatures, you look farther to the north, look at that cooler air. Lubbock right now at 58, Dallas 59 degrees, even beautiful Alpine at 67. You get to Laredo, Corpus Christi, 90. So a big temperature spread across our state. 86 Pleasanton, but now down to 69 in Fredericksburg and 72 degrees currently in Kerrville. Seguin even at 83, but Canyon Lake 76. But tomorrow morning, long sleeves not a bad idea, at least for a little bit, because we'll be in the mid to upper 40s for most of us, from 46 in Bulverde to Boerne to 48 Port SA, south side of San Antonio around Stinson at about 50 degrees. But then by the afternoon, we get into the 80s. Full sunshine, low humidity, and not much of a breeze. That's the key. We're not going to be noticing a gusty wind tomorrow. It'll be variable, meaning switching directions every so often at about 5 to 10 miles per hour with a few gusts up to 15. Whereas today we were gusting to 40, 45 miles per hour. Fiesta tomorrow evening. Right after our newscast tomorrow evening, we'll be out there. Temperatures will be falling down into the 70s as that sun sets, with a low humidity and not much of a breeze. High temperatures, they stay in the 80-degree range. We'll top out about 88 degrees early next week, and that's about the warmest we'll get. As for those rain chances, 30% Monday afternoon, then 20% on Tuesday. But we'll keep you updated with any changes that come into the picture.
Yeah, we're going to be out there starting live at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and of course the special at 8.
All right, thank you, Adam. In case you missed it, up next. Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
And a good morning to you. We've made it to midweek. It's Wednesday, March 30th.
A teenage girl in the hospital this morning after an overnight shooting incident at a Northwest Side hotel. Now, police say 2 males and 2 females in their teens and early 20s were in a room on the 4th floor when a gun fired, all of a sudden grazing the 14-year-old in the neck. She was taken to the hospital. Her condition is not known at this time.
Also new this morning, Bexar County deputies investigating a stabbing involving 3 people. It happened around 10 o'clock last night. Deputies arrived to find that an 18-year-old man had stabbed his younger brother and father. The 2 victims were taken to a hospital in critical condition. BCSO says the 18-year-old had turned the knife on himself, but his injuries are not life-threatening.
Officers tell us 28-year-old Patrick Zavala was found dead back on January 3rd on Ingham Road near Loop 410. Police say surveillance video showed 2 men holding up Zavala at gunpoint, shooting him, then taking the victim's phone. Officers say one of the suspects left behind a digital device at the scene. Police found it and used the fingerprints and activity on it to track down both suspects. The police report says some of the evidence included conversations on social media where one of the suspects says he shot the victim in the chest.
Shot in the head but not cooperating. First at 5, we have breaking news from the city's north side. It's an injury San Antonio police tell us one man sustained after he was shot on Alamitos. That's near Edison High School.
Right now, investigators are looking for at least 1 person, possibly questioning 2 others.
Got an update on a traffic situation to tell you about here. We took a look earlier at this view from 410 and Jackson Keller. The westbound lanes there were really backed up. We never understood why. Couldn't see any accidents or any construction to tell you about, but good news. Things are moving smoothly in both directions here at 410 and Jackson Keller now.
You know, it's traffic, so sometimes there's just not a why.
Hey, yo.
Yes.
You mean at the Y?
At the Y.
Yeah,
because there's a Y up there.
I know.
Sometimes there is.
Okay, I showed you this earlier.
I yield to you, Adam.
Thank you. I'll take the floor here. And down near Fowlerton, we still have that wildfire. You can see the smoke plume. But I also noticed something just recently. A lot of dust coming in from West Texas, especially moving through the hill country, also into parts of San Antonio. But it's thickest just west of San Antonio along Highway 90. So that's something you're going to notice in the sky. A little extra haze and a little bit of dust getting on everything that's coming in, courtesy of West Texas. And looking ahead, high temperatures in the 80s, a bit of a chill in the air tomorrow morning. We're talking mid to upper 40s.
Sometimes there's not a why. Thanks for watching.